Anime is known for its avant-garde ideas about what characters can do, and certainly challenge the typical American standard for an action-related cartoon, and it does it all so well. There are plenty of anime characters that have been created which join the conversation of who's the strongest, who's invincible, and who's most overpowered of them all. But before we get into these heavy-hitting, nearly invincible anime characters, subscribe to CBR and ring that bell to join our notification squad so you never miss any of our anime content. Without further ado, let's get into it. Dio Brando. If you didn't already know, blonde hair is a great sign for characters who are ready to destroy your expectations of power. So why not kick things off with Dio Brando from JoJo's Bizarre Adventure series. Making his debut in the first chapter of the JoJo series, Dio Brando is a former member of the Joestar family, and his father dies of poison by Dio's hand. Intent on fulfilling his father's last wishes, he becomes a thorn for the Joestar family over the years. Over time, in an attempt to kill Jonathan Joestar using a Mesoamerican stone mask, he kills George Joestar and becomes endowed with vampiric abilities. Already a genius, highly skilled fighter, and dreamy blonde heartthrob, he gains superhuman strength, speed, reflexes, and self-healing ability, and a need for blood. He also gains the ability to use a stand, a manifestation of a user's fighting will, with the ability to stop time. He also kinda loses that dreaminess, but we won't judge. Vampires are already OP, but giving someone like Dio a bunch of special powers along with being able to handle himself on the battlefield and being able to stop time may seem like a little much, but we're all for it. Kirito. Anime and video games are a classic combination that go together like peanut butter and chocolate. But who could possibly survive being trapped inside of the Reese's peanut butter cup of a nightmare situation that's the weird world of Sword Art Online? Well, we gotta give it up to Kirigaya Kazuto, or Kirito, that's who. Initially one of the 1,000 beta testers for the virtual reality MMO game, Sword Art Online, he, along with the other beta testers and a large amount of players on the main game, were trapped inside of the game. A lot of these players were freed after Kirito finished Sword Art Online, and more were released after he started dealing with some of the sub-games related to Sword Art, like Elfheim Online, Gun Gale Online, or the low-key project Alicization. So what does it take to be the Black Swordsman? Kirito is a player who maxed out certain skills, including his one-handed and dual-wielding swordsmanship, parry, search, and hiding. He's even near mastery of blade throwing, carrying extra weight, martial arts, and battle healing. Clad in his signature all-black outfits, we dare anyone to try to take on someone who's mastered the game like Kirito. Zeno. Compared to a lot of the characters on this list, we really had to scale down picking characters from a certain select property, Dragon Ball, but we have a few select picks that really can't be ignored from the list. First up, we're starting at the top with the Omni King himself, Grand Zeno. Zeno is without a doubt the strongest character introduced to the Dragon Ball series so far. He's one of the kings of the universe and is a co-leader of the multiverse alongside his future self. He even has other known gods and powerful entities who recognize his status amongst the pecking order of the gods. As the ruler of existence, Zeno is able to use techniques known as erase, which can destroy literally anything he wants. Immortals, planets, he even destroyed 6 of the original universes of the multiverse, leaving us with the 12 we learn about in Dragon Ball Super. Naraku. He was the thorn in the side of Inuyasha and Kagome for the entire run of the series, and he did it all while looking like an attractive modern millennial. It's Seeker Shikon no Tama himself, Naraku. Naraku is originally a reborn version of a man named Onigomo. Onigomo was a malicious bandit who tricks Rasetsu, his bandit leader, and steals his troops. He tricks him into attacking a woman named Kikyo, who is protected by Inuyasha, a half-demon, and Inuyasha injures him. In retaliation, Rasetsu burns Onigomo alive and throws him off a cliff. That's gotta hurt. He was then found and nursed by Kikyo, the woman that Onigamu tricked Rasetsu into going after. After being nursed by Kikyo, he summons demons to consume his body so that he may be reborn as Naraku. Alucard. Blah, he wants to suck your blood. He's arguably the most powerful vampire in existence, and he's the one hunting them down. It's Alucard from the Blade of the Hellsing series. Alucard is known for working with the Hellsing organization, a group founded by Abraham Van Helsing after his defeat of Dracula, dedicated to fighting supernatural elements on Earth, and trust us, he is amazing at what he does. He's a powerful vampire and agent, granting him with many abilities such as enhanced strength, extraplanar durability, speed, and endurance, as well as enhanced senses. He can not only sense physical entities, but supernatural ones as well. He can also make himself intangible, defy a limited amount of gravity, has shape-shifting, and has a hypnosis talent. And if that's not enough, he's also a vampire that can walk around during the day. He's omnipresent and able to manipulate both fire and blood, 2 great qualities for a vampire. Plus, alongside many of his talents and tricks, he comes prepared with a pair of heavy, semi-automatic handguns. We at CBR don't get scared easily, but please don't let Alucard come looking for us. He's not afraid of our normal vampire tactics, and we'd like a chance at survival, thanks. Whis. It's time for another entry from anime's most OP group of martial arts aliens. And that's right, another Dragon Ball entry. This time it goes to the right hand of the god of destruction, the attendant, Whis. Whis first appeared in the Dragon Ball movie, Battle of the Gods, along with Beerus. He's the angelic right hand of the deity who also taught the god of destruction himself a lot of martial arts. He's usually seen next to Beerus with his staff in hand, showing his dedication to his royal and godlike duty. As we've mentioned, Whis is the right hand and teacher of Beerus, making him an extremely skilled fighter. He can easily take on Goku and Vegeta, who struggle against Beerus, and he can handle Beerus on his own with only one hand. However, he doesn't choose to engage in conflicts. He merely observes or offers wisdom. In fact, it's Whis who teaches the Ultra Instinct move to Goku and Vegeta. Whis also employs a lot of the DBZ fighting tropes and techniques we're familiar with, such as incredible strength and speed, as well as the ability to fly and use Ki, the energy source in the Dragon Ball canon. What this boils down to is that, other than Zeno, the ruler of existence, Whis is the strongest character in Universe 7, and he doesn't even fight like the protagonist. He just sits back and offers wisdom like a boss tank. Orochimaru. Up next on our list, we're taking you to Konoha in the world of Naruto, because we're including one of the legendary seinen ninjas in our list. It's the pale-skinned snake summoner in the flesh, Orochimaru. Orochimaru is one of the seinen. The seinen were a trio of warriors who defeated a powerful ninja named Hanzo, who gave them their namesake. After splitting from the seinen and turning heel, he started honing other ninja abilities besides hand-to-hand combat and his special techniques. He started dabbling in genetic experimentation as a means to become immortal. Doing this, he both learns how to reanimate a corpse as well as transfer his own body into another. We see both of these examples during the run of the Naruto series. However, one of his most awe-inducing details is that his human form is an alternate form. In his journey for immortality, he modified his body to the point where it takes on the form of a very powerful snake. Using this allows him to transfer himself into another body, but he can only do so every 3 years. Orochimaru is still kicking in the Boruto story, so he might actually be truly unkillable. Ryuk. We're already toying the line by putting so many gods in this list, but it wouldn't be fair if they're all Crayola aesthetic benevolent deities, which is why this next character goes on our list. The true power of the famous Death Note himself, the Shinigami, Ryuk. Ryuk comes from the world of Death Note, where he is a Shinigami, also called a Death God. If you're a fan of Bleach, it's not the Soul Reaper kind of Shinigami. They're literally gods of death who are in control of everyone who dies, and they do this by writing down names in a personal notebook called a Death Note. Ryuk sends his note down to Earth, where it is found by student Light Yagami. Light, at first, ends up using it to kill criminals and these plaguing humanity with evilness, but as he continues, he takes on the moniker Kira and is pursued by police and the famous detective simply known as L. The moment Light touches this Death Note, he's instantly able to see and communicate with Ryuk if he's around. In their first meeting, Ryuk says he'll be the one to write Light's name in his Death Note. As a god, he's immortal in that he can just exist forever and not die. However, through special means, a Shinigami can die. We see this with the Shinigami Rem. Other than that, Ryuk takes on the observer role for the most part, enjoying his apples and godliness as Light goes around on his adventures. Other Shinigami bite the dust, but Ryuk just keeps on surviving. Beerus. We've reached our final member of the Dragon Ball series, and we didn't even give you a Saiyan. Holy moly! Our final entry from this beloved franchise is another immensely strong newcomer, Beerus, the God of Destruction. You may recognize Beerus from the poster of the Dragon Ball movie, Battle of the Gods. In this movie, we see Goku and a little of Vegeta take on Beerus, both as a genuine challenge and a battle for the fate of the Earth. Beerus decides to destroy the Earth after being angered by Boo for not sharing his snacks. Although he states that Whis is his teacher and is a better fighter than him, Beerus is who we get to see in action the most. We get to see a powered-up Super Saiyan God Goku take on the god, and he still loses. Normal attacks that most Dragon Ball fans are familiar with don't even work on the God of Destruction. Ki, normal techniques, and transformations do nothing. Beerus is just not someone you want to face. You're just not strong enough. But as we get into Dragon Ball Super, we learn more about Beerus. Along with those fighting skills, he uses an ability called Hakai. This power is used to destroy planets, inhabitants, and even gods. Yet he still spends most of his time as a god snacking and sleeping. Ah, to be a god. Saitama. Rounding out our list is none other than the One Punch Man himself, the caped baldy, Saitama. Saitama is the epitome of the phrase, "It's lonely at the top." He's the strongest hero, capable of defeating all of his enemies with a single punch. But why does he do this? It's not for revenge, not for responsibility, nor for money or debt. He's just a hero for fun. Originally an ordinary businessman, Saitama was just so over that lifestyle and sought out to become a hero that beat villains with one punch. He developed unparalleled strength, stamina, and baldness from a particular regiment. The regiment consisted of 100 push-ups, 100 sit-ups, and 100 squats and running a 10K every single day. Also, make sure not to use the air conditioner in the summer nor the heat in the winter so you can increase your stamina. Then make sure to eat 3 square meals a day. A banana for breakfast is okay. In One Punch Man, Saitama is undefeated and nearly untouched, literally, by any opponent he's faced so far. He's so clearly doing something right. Although he might be a B-class hero at the moment, we all know who's truly the most invincible hero. There's so many overpowered characters, it's like a feast of power. Who's someone that you think should have been in the lineup? Who's your favorite anime character? Let us know in the comment section below, and don't forget to subscribe to CBR for more anime videos like this one. Thanks for watching.